Latest on the Fukushima nuclear power plant accident. Traces of plutonium from it have spread across much of Japan. This is what a new study finds. Earlier this year, a Japanese government panel warned that 30-meter high waves from a tsunami following the massive earthquake would wreck what was left of the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant, potentially sweeping away over 1 million tons of contaminated wastewater collected at the facility after the 2011 nuclear accident. The multinational group of scientists from 6 countries discovered that microscopic plutonium and uranium dioxide-laden particles released during the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear disaster have likely been spread across much of Japan. In an article in an upcoming edition of Science of the Total Environment, a leading peer-reviewed environmental science journal, researchers from Japan, Finland, France, Switzerland, the UK, and the US explained that although traces of plutonium were previously found in the atmosphere, soil and seawater following the plant's meltdown, its physical, chemical, and isotopic forms remain unclear. In their study, the scientists determined that nanofragments of plutonium were contained inside cesium-rich microparticles discharged from the disaster site, with the particles forming inside reactor as burning nuclear fuel mixed with structural concrete walls following the loss of containment. And upon the release, the materials disintegrated into microscopic radioactive particles, which winds then blew all across Japan. These radioactive microparticles are said to consist mainly of glass silica from concrete and radiocesium, a highly volatile fission byproduct. The groundbreaking study includes an examination of the precise chemical composition of these microparticles using advanced analytical tools. They include synchrotron-based micro X-ray analysis, ion mass spectrometry, and high-resolution electron microscopy. In a press statement cited by Eureka Alert, Dr. Satoshi Utsunomiya, co-lead author of the study, said that the work confirms that small amounts of plutonium were dispersed across areas as far as 230 kilometers from Fukushima alongside cesium-rich microparticles. Utsunomiya says, these results strongly suggest that the nanoscale heterogeneity that is common in normal nuclear fuels is still present in the fuel debris that remains inside the site's damaged reactors. It's important information as it tells us about the extent and severity of the meltdown. Further, it's important information for the eventual decommissioning of the damaged reactors and the long-term management of their wastes. Now, for his part, Dr. Bernard Grambeau of the University of Nantes emphasized that although the amount of plutonium released from the reactors was low compared to that of cesium, the investigation provides crucial information for studying the associated health impact. Praising the international collaboration behind the study, Dr. Utsunomiya stressed that although it's been almost 10 years since the nuclear disaster of Fukushima, research on Fukushima's environmental impact and its decommissioning are a long way from being over. The March 2011 Fukushima Daiichi nuclear disaster joined Chernobyl and the 1984 Union Carbide pesticide plant explosion in Bhopal, India, among the worst man-made disasters in modern history, and continues to remain a threat to public health owing to the risks of tsunamis like the one which caused the initial disaster, as well as the issue of nuclear wastewater being stored at the facility. Early this year, the International Atomic Energy Agency approved Tokyo's plans to release contaminated water from the plant into the ocean, citing the alleged low contamination levels, sparking outrage, of course, among environmentalists and local residents. Fallout from the disaster had been seen in other manifestations as well, including the shipment of radiation-contaminated vehicles and other goods to third countries instead of being kept and dealt with in Japan. This is on Sputnik News. Please leave your comments on this terrible disaster, and the world, I believe, is not giving enough attention to all this. If you'd like to join me on my Patreon account, you will hear content not covered by mainstream media. These riveting stories will be based on my research, and I will state my opinions and give my personal insight on diverse and controversial subjects and world events not covered by mainstream media, and not supported by YouTube guidelines. So whatever I have on my Patreon, most of those will not be on my YouTube channel. Please consider becoming a member today. More of the most significant and important videos will be on my Patreon channel. Your support helps me to continue my research and keeps this YouTube channel alive. And we depend on your support, your generous charity, because we help economically challenged families here in Athens, Greece, in Kapota, and we also help the young generation with university tuition and the community around our church. Thank you.